Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in London for his much anticipated visit to the United Kingdom. He'll be there for 3 days, and this visit will see him hold talks with top British leadership, including his counterpart David Cameron. The Prime Minister flew into the British capital on his 3-day visit. There's a hectic schedule aimed to give a boost to Indo-US economic ties, also counter-terrorism. The visit will start with talks with David Cameron at 10 Downing Street, following which the Prime Minister and the British Prime Minister will also address a joint press conference. This would be at the Foreign and Commonwealth Office in the United Kingdom. Ahead of his departure, the Prime Minister tweeted, "Leaving for UK, I'm hopeful this visit will strengthen economic ties between India and UK and bring more investment to India. Hashtag Make in India." And as you can see in these pictures, there were chants of Modi, Modi all across when the Prime Minister reached London. I want to bring in India today's Lavina Tandon for the latest. Lavina, the Indian community was really looking forward to this visit. 1.4 million people of Indian origin in the UK and the Wales. Take us through what's happening right now.
At this point in time, Prime Minister, as you can see where I'm standing is the St. James Court Hotel, and he has gone inside, and after some time he's going to come out, and then we're going to go for the horse guard. But when he was here, the whole, I can say that word, hujum, a whole crowd of people with big pictures of Prime Minister Modi landed here, and we expect this all the day through, because I know from the people who I have been interacting with for the past month, they have a whole plan to go. A certain group of people are going somewhere, the other group of people are going somewhere, so they have plans to go everywhere and follow him like a human chain everywhere that he goes. It may be the 10 Downing Street or the lunch with the Queen. It's a very significant trip. Mind we just, the Chinese president has just been, that was a state visit, he got a state honor, but Prime Minister Modi is not getting any less. Having lunch with the Queen, which is a very, very prestigious thing, not happened many times before. This is the first time in 44 years that a Prime Minister will be staying at Chequers. The last 4 years back, Indira Gandhi stayed at the Chequers, which is the Prime Minister's residence. So this trip is being taken very seriously by the UK government as well. They want to strengthen the economic ties with India. India is a big, huge market for them. It's also a service industry, and now Prime Minister Modi has come with an agenda to strengthen the economic ties, and Prime Minister Cameron has already said, I met with him personally as well, and he has said he wants to build on the historical ties that India and UK have. Everyone has just been talking about their past history. They want to take to a next level and create jobs. Tata creates it's one of the biggest employers in the UK. Yes, they are going through tough times, and that might be a very important point that should be and could be picked up on.
And in fact, David Cameron just a short while back was quoted as saying, we are tied by history, people and values. He went on to say, Prime Minister Modi and I intend to grab those opportunities and build on that. Now, Lavina, you spoke of Tatas. Tatas are not the only ones. About 110,000 British citizens are employed by companies owned in India. Now, the Prime Minister's big push is Make in India. So while Japan is big there, Germany is big there, where does Britain fit in?
Britain has to make its way into the Indian soil now. We have been talking about good relations, and we have shared history, common values, but that is not enough. Even the UK government, and that is accepted amongst the MPs I have spoken to as well, there are challenges between the relationship of the two countries. they have a lot. Britain wants a lot of that India buys arms, but India has not been. Britain has not been on the agenda. So UK has to build that trust with India and say, right, history is history. We now treat you as your equals, and we are going to deal with you as equals. We are going to be allies, and that is the challenge, and that is the focus of this visit between India and UK. How does Mr. Cameron come up? The big issue there has been that Chinese students have been welcomed in this country. The visa rules have been relaxed. Does that happen with India as well? How welcoming would these be? Would UK be? Also, please bear in mind, it's not only climate change and visa. We are really struggling here, especially the students who want to come here. They're looking forward for big announcements. I met with the Foreign Secretary, Philip Hammond, and he said, don't expect very big announcements, but many small announcements. So I just think, since Prime Minister David Cameron's Diwali speech, we do feel that UK now has realized that they can't just treat India as their historical partner. They have to build a bright future. And I think, depending on what bilateral talks happen, we will see whether they mean what they have been saying. Two all countries, but one bright future. Let's see whether they build on this one bright future.
Lavina, when we look at the way the British press is reporting some of, the Prime Minister's, ahead of the Prime Minister's visit, they said India appears to be slightly aloof. It's the British who are seeking India out. Now, British wants to seek India out. We're a huge market. What else are the British looking forward to?
British, in the words of Prime Minister David Cameron, British are looking forward to cross-investment. You see, British economy has had a blow. Yes, it is coming up now, but they do need investments as well. They do need skills and services. What they are saying is, we don't want immigration, all sorts of immigration. We want high-skilled immigration. The question is, why now Prime Minister Modi is focusing on Make in India. Why would a person want to come here if they are skilled and getting the kind of values and privilege in India? So what here we need to come, again I will say, is on a common platform and say, yes, there are many things that India and UK can work on. One is energy. Energy is one big sector in which both of the countries can do a great partnership and gain a lot. Climate change is another one. And we have same language we share as well. We have a huge population that can speak English and they feel comfortable in each other's country. So there is a lot that can be built up. It depends on how the announcements happen, what kind of bilateral arrangements they have had. But from the way that we say red carpet being rolled by UK, it feels like that they are treating Prime Minister Modi as at very high level. Just to end with one thing, Prime Minister David Cameron, in his own words, in 10 Downing Street, told me that I'm very excited for him to come. I'm going to be introducing him in Wembley, and I could not have collected a crowd of 80,000. I look up to him.
That is something that everyone is actually looking forward to, and that figure just seems to go up from 60,000 to 70,000. And now, as Lavina is reporting, the British Prime Minister David Cameron said 80,000 people to listen to Prime Minister Narendra Modi at Wembley, and the British Prime Minister will be introducing Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So what kind of response on ground zero just when the Prime Minister reached there? My colleague Smita Sharma spoke to the traditional London bobby. Let's listen in.
Vishal Gosai is here. He is with the Metropolitan Police and he belongs to the state of Gujarat. So where in Gujarat does your roots lie really, Vishal?
My mom is from Bhavnagar. And my dad is actually from East Africa.
So what is the mood like? You have the man who was also the Chief Minister of Gujarat for such a long time, who also had a visa ban, but who's now coming in as a Prime Minister amidst so much of, sort of grand welcome feeling.
It's a very, very, very exciting event, to be honest, being Diwali as well. So very important time.
It's a Diwali bonanza. But Vishal, give us a sense, for the Indian community, like you are in the police here.
Yeah.
How much percentage of the community is into the forces? How does it work really? And do you see increasing representations of the community in all the government offices, in all the government streams as well?
Of course, yeah, most definitely. There's a huge increase, and there are a lot of Gujarati officers in the force and in the government agencies.
They are in the government
of course, yes.
agencies. And how is it, growing up here in the suburbs, which have so many, the presence of strong communities here? Is that a community that no government in UK today can really ignore?
Oh well, I can't really speak in government matters, but it's not ignored, and there's a lot of opportunity here, and it's probably the best place to live in the world, I would say.
So are you hoping to maybe perhaps catch a selfie with Mr. Modi as well?
Oh, fingers crossed, yeah. My parents will be proud if that happens, yeah.
And your parents going to come to Wembley, or are they going to be around as well?
Yeah. They'll be at Wembley.
They will be. So do you speak some Gujarati as well?
I speak Gujarati, yes, I do.
What would you like to tell our viewers? We have this channel, the Aaj Tak, also the sister concern. So how good is your Gujarati and your Hindi?
મને આજે બહુ મજા આવે છે to mix with the people. It's a big event, and happy Diwali and Sambar.
Hey, that's very nice. Thank you so much.
So the London Bobby there telling Smita Sharma, my colleague, that if he gets a selfie with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, his parents will be super excited about that. Well, that's one part of the story. A large number of people, as Lavina Tandon was just reporting, they not only came to the airport, some came to the hotel where the Prime Minister is staying, some are going to 10 Downing Street where the Prime Minister meets the British Prime Minister, and some going to Buckingham Palace where the Prime Minister will later have lunch with the Queen. Reactions on ground. This is an India Today ground report.
Temsa, are you going to be at Wembley as well?
Absolutely. I'm actually at all the events. 10 Downing Street, Parliament House, probably Buckingham Palace and
You
Wembley.
are as omnipresent as Mr. Modi is going to be here for
I'm going to be present with Mr. Modi 24 hours a day, even if I'm physically not here.
As long as that doesn't amount to stalking, but in Wembley, in Wembley we know that there is a bus which has been prepared, the Modi Express bus. Tell us more about this project. What is this India-Europe Forum and all the Modi Express project? What else, what elements are you doing in Wembley?
Well, we all are coming to welcome our Prime Minister Modi, who is fully equipped with the modern technology, and his vision is only to do good for the India and Indians.
Okay.
He would like to make sure that he can create more job opportunities,
Right.
develop more technology, make the people more learned.
Yes.
That will help us to be proud being an Indian.
But when you talk about creating more job opportunities, now within India, we have seen the kind of problems that this government has been facing with legislations on economic reforms. As an investor in the UK, when you talk to UK firms, what do they say? How excited are they about going and investing in India?
See, coming back to the Narendra Modi for the investment, Narendra Modi up till now, so many since last 60 years, no government has done so good work and has came in the majority. So Narendra Modi has assured to all foreign investor that with his Make in India campaigning, that they come and invest in India, and we as an Indian will help the nation, will help the world to give them back.
Narendra Modi, from NRI point of view, he has given us a face. Like being an NRI, we were almost faceless in anywhere in the world. But what he has done is, he has given us a face. Like, look, go everywhere, you can see the magnitude of the celebration.
Yes, as I can see Modi Express, which supports the Make in India, the Swachh Bharat campaign. So it's an interesting point that you say, that he has made the NRI community, he's given them a face, sir. Do you think that the previous governments, we also had Vajpayee Sahab, as part of the BJP government in the past, were they not sort of sensitive enough to the NRIs? They did not sort of gauge the strength of this community well?
Absolutely correct, because number one, I think we got to give them a fair vision, not vision, but a fair chance, in the sense that at the time, technology wasn't as powerful as it is today. Remember, the social media is the driving force.
And Mr. Modi knows how to use this technology. He's a guru.
Thank God. Thank God we have the first technological prime minister in India today.
Okay.
And he's
He faced tough technological competition, by the way, in Bihar. So his campaign strategist actually switched sides.
Okay, you want to talk about Bihar?
No.
Do you want to talk about Bihar? Bihar, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as a lot of us Indians are concerned over here, it's another state, fine. So what? Lost. But there are lessons to be learned from there. And the BJP will learn the lessons. They have learned the lessons, but BJP needs to wake up to the fact.
So, smell the coffee as far as the state elections are concerned, but Bihar not having an impact on Britain is what the NRIs say. What do you do, sir?
I'm here. I work for an export-based company.
Okay.
And
what are the issues of the community here that you would want Mr. Narendra Modi to raise?
There are no issues. In fact, I would like to raise a single issue that we as a community should now wake up. And we should support proactively to our Prime Minister, because it's a simple thought to understand. If our Prime Minister can be so proactive, he himself alone cannot do everything. And it's we as an Indian, हम हर भारतीय, हम लोग हर एक कदम आगे अगर हम लेंगे तो ही हमारा देश आगे आएगा.
But sir, do you think that this is also a time when maybe the NRIs would want to actually come back to India? Do you have that kind of a belief in the Indian system at the moment, that you would want to come back and maybe do something?
Absolutely. I think a lot of us, especially someone like me who is almost semi-retired and have had a good life as an Indian descent in Britain, will take a proactive part within India. And
So there is tremendous excitement about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the UK. We'll keep you updated with the latest. We have reporters on the ground. We have Lavina Tandon, we have Anjana Om Kashyap, and we have Smita Sharma, who will be reporting the latest developments on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's UK visit and the significance.
Okay, we'll go back to that story now and speak to Kamaljeet Sandhu. Kamaljeet, the protest march, the protest by Sikh radicals has been a cause of concern for the Indian authorities. In fact, the PMO was even warned of, Sikh radicalism, by various groups. So what exactly is the Indian government planning to take up with their British counterpart?